Yo, what is up guys, and welcome back to a brand new F1 Esports video. This is round number 6, I think so, in the F1 Esports World Championship 2026. And we head towards Silverstone for this race. Now, usually you guys always ask for the standings after each race or before every race. Couldn't do it this time because I think the reports were not completely covered after the Barcelona race, and this race was quite soon after, so didn't really have the correct standings after Barcelona. So doesn't matter too much. We extended the championship lead again by a few points in both the constructors and in the drivers championship. So I think we're leading now by around 12 points. So still not a lot of points to be leading by. Nothing comfortable yet, and every single race matters a lot. This first run in Q1, and thus far it's been a good lap, quite clean. Got every apex nicely, got the flick nicely as well. And yeah, this is a good first Q1 run, and it might be enough even to make it into Q2 on a single set of tires. That's always the aim, so we get 2 new sets for Q3. To the final corner we go. And it is a 1:24.781, and that puts us P2, 600s behind Thomas Ronhaar, and that was enough to make it into Q2 on a single set of tires, and that was very lovely. P7 it is. And yeah, out in Q1 are John Evans, Thomas Gal, and Duncan Hofland out in Q1 as well. So yeah, let's head into Q2. We didn't finish our used tire run, just not enough time. The pit lane is very long and slow around here, especially in the game due to the lower speed limit. So 24.682. This is our first run, first new tire run in Q2. And yeah, P8 as we head into a final run, so we have to improve. There's no way this will be enough to make it into Q3. So let's see what we can do here. Fortunately, didn't get great rotation there in the first braking zone. And a little bit of a wobble on the exit, unfortunately. So lost 1,500 to our first run, but nothing lost yet. As we now head into the next left-hander, couldn't get the rotation in again into Brooklands. And that time around, we did lose a lot of lap time. Another 200-300s lost. We gained a little bit into the next right-hander. But yeah, potentially around 500-600s lost there in Brooklands. Easy flat out through Cops. We actually gained a little bit of time through there, which is nice. But the next few corners are going to be crucial, because this is not enough at the moment to make it through. Into the next right-hander we go. Again, just no confidence. There's constantly so much understeer in the car. And sometimes I get it right, and sometimes I just don't. And at the moment, I don't. Through stall we go. That's a good one. And now into the final braking zone. I know I have to fully send it if I want to have any chance to making it through. Lost the back end a little bit through there. We are going to improve, but it's not going to be by enough. And we stay on P13. Very frustrating, because this track is very, very hard to overtake due to the dirty air. And lack of slipstream, of course, but dirty air and all those high-speed corners is going to be really tough to make any moves. Julian Klavenbach, Jake Benham, Nicolas Longe, and Tom Manley go out in Q2 here as well. And hey, you see Thomas Ronhaar as well. Was P1 in Q1 by a mile after the first run. Doesn't make it through, and now goes through by very, very little. It's actually half attempt. We made it through into Q2 very easily, and it's just not enough. So yeah, frustrating. Very frustrating to not make it into Q3 after being completely on the pace in Q1, but I just couldn't get the feeling, just understeering of the track everywhere. And yeah, now into the race we go. And as you see, this is the worst scenario possible. Wet. And yeah, because it's wet, it's gonna be quite boring with the strategy probably. You can see it's full wet throughout the wall race. We're going to be starting on the inters because they're going to be the better tires. Overtaking is going to be completely impossible. It's horrible in this game. And honestly, if we manage to get 2 on-track overtakes, honestly, you might call me Ayrton Senna because then we're the GOATs. But yeah, gonna be very difficult. So this start is gonna be do or die. We have to make up a lot of positions in the opening lap into turn 1. I tried to go to the inside of Jake Benham there, but I nearly took out Julian Klafferbach there. We go for the switch back into turn number 2, and we're gonna brake very deep. We get squeezed onto the curb, and now we're on the outside. We got around 3-4 cars on the right. And Danny Bresnik just didn't really utilize the inside there, so we're going to go for the inside. Huge risk. We're trying to get the power down, and up to P9 we go. Huge contact behind, and up to P9. And that was so crucial for a race. If we want to get any points, we had to make positions right there and then. Up to P9 we go. And yeah, let's see if you can make some on-track overtakes as well. It won't be easy at all, for sure. Yeah, just due to the dirty air. No DRS. Now, of course, if everyone has DRS in the dry, then you can still overtake better than whatever is going on here. I don't know why it is. I don't know if it's because of the floaty physics we have in the wet. It's like you're constantly floating around the track like a hovercraft. But it's really, really difficult to pass. I think even if you have a 3-second advantage, it's still quite difficult to pass. So yeah, we really have to be aggressive in this opening lap, and that's what we're going to try and do again on Joris Kroesen in this opening lap. You can see the rear is squirming around on us, trying to get a move done into the next braking. But we just couldn't get the move done there. And yeah, as everyone gets used to the wet, it's going to get harder and harder to make an overtake. Kind of have to force someone into a mistake early on. Due to the fact they won't have the feeling in the first few laps, and that's what we're trying to take advantage of. But that's easier said than done, of course. Again, trying to get as close as possible, but yeah, first lap done. It's only going to get harder and harder from here. So this race might be a 0 stop, might be a 1 stop. That's what we're going to have to wait and see. And lap 15, as you can see, leaving quite a bit of a gap to the car ahead. And that's because we're tire saving. We're going for the 0 stop. I felt like it was going to be too hard to make overtakes on the 1 stop. And that's why we're going for the 0 stop. Now it is frustrating, of course, because at the moment we're in P9. Going for the 0 stop, we're probably not going to be making any positions anymore. Maybe 1, maybe 2. And yeah, that's very much the limit. Now, John Evans, as you saw there, he boxed at the end of lap 13. End of lap 20, he's caught up to the train. That's how far we are driving off the pace. He was gaining 3 to 4 seconds a lap, and that's why it only took him 7 laps to catch back up to the train. Now you might be thinking, well, if he's gaining 3-4 seconds a lap, he's gonna win this race. No, that's not gonna be the case. And that's what I said earlier on. It's so difficult to overtake that even if you're driving 3-4 seconds per lap faster, it just won't be enough to be able to overtake someone. So yeah, he's caught up now to the train we're in. There's a bit of gap to P6 and 5, and then there's a huge gap to P4, 3, 2, 1. And yeah, I think this a few people were a little bit of the pace. And yeah, I think also just when you're driving in a train, it's a little bit less efficient tire wear wise, because people are still trying to go for moves. And yeah, that just gives you obviously a lot more tire wear and not a lot of lap time because you're just stuck behind the car ahead of you. So yeah, let's see now. 5 laps to go at the end of this one, and there's a little bit of argy-bargy behind going on. You could hear that, a little bit of a bang. And that's people on the one stop trying to get past the people on the zero stop. And they have to be super aggressive in order to do it because it's so hard. So again, maybe they can pull it off. And we're going to try and pull off a move as well into turn number 3. We go around the outside into turn number 3, late on the brakes, but there's just no grip on the outside there. Trying to carry on the move into turn number 4, but again, nothing we can do. Just no grip off the dry line. Way too much dirty air and no slipstream to try and do something. So we slot back into P9 and you can see we're super close, but again, we're gonna have no traction due to the dirty air. And then, yeah, I think at that point I realized that we were just gonna have to settle for P9 here, as frustrating as it was, because it felt like we had a lot more pace in the wet, but you just can't use it. You just have to sit behind and hope that the car ahead tries something. Joris now obviously a little bit closer to Ismail than before, but still it's a 310 gap. Ismail doesn't get slipstream from any car ahead, but it's still not enough for Joris to make a move. So P9 it is. And the car's behind on the one stop. I have to be a little bit careful of that as well, as there's contact behind. Nearly spun out there. Yeah, again, I'm not sure exactly who caused it, but it was just a little bit of a domino effect due to the fact that one stoppers were trying to pass the zero stoppers. And yeah, they just couldn't as well. As you can imagine, it's quite frustrating if you're 3 seconds a lap faster than the car ahead and you cannot pass. So yeah, their progress is kind of stalled here. I think some people behind got wing damage as well. So yeah, honestly, to drive this race was, I think, the worst experience I've had in F1 Esports. Because you just feel powerless, even if you've got the pace, even if you're 1.5 seconds per lap faster, you make no mistakes. There's nothing you can do. You just have to be patient and accept almost that you're not getting past. Because if you get frustrated, burn all your battery, be really aggressive, it just will bite back most likely. We actually caught back up to P6 and 5, but again, no moves will be made from anyone up ahead. Our tires are going to be pretty toast, but that's all quite calculated. You can see the tire wear warning sign has gone on, but yeah, again, it's very calculated. We're pushing that to the limits in order to try and still gain a possession, of course. Again, we're really close behind Joris, but then through maggots and baggets, we're going to get so much dirty air through here. On the exit, we will get a much worse exit. I'm trying to get some clean air on my front wing, but nothing that will help us. We got Julian still behind us, 2/10, and yeah, I was kind of just hoping that he wouldn't do anything stupid, no crazy dive bombs, which he won't. And yeah, we're gonna bring it home in P9. Otis is gonna win the race ahead of Thomas. Our teammate Freddy actually finished P3, which is very nice for the constructors, minimizing the damage in the constructors. And we set our personal best of the race in the last lap on those completely worn out tires, and that's just because everyone had started pushing a little bit more as well. So yeah, P9 it is. That opening lap ended up being crucial for those 2 points. But yeah, very frustrating race. Of course, we lose the championship lead, but no end in sight. Of course, we were a few points ahead. Otis scores 25 points now, so we lose 23 points in the Drivers' Championship. I think we're around 15 points behind by the top of my head, but we still scored points. Hope you guys enjoyed. because I certainly didn't in this race. Make sure to like and subscribe, and see you guys next time. Ciao.